So out the gate, one of the questions I want to ask you, like, a lot of different things is going on now that wasn't really going on when you was probably in your teen ages or low 20s, as far as like social media, easy access to a lot of different things probably. So like, what's the difference between you growing up then and now, like?
We had privacy. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We was able to, if you didn't want it out there, it wasn't out there unless, you know what I'm saying, you really put it out there, somebody you know what I'm saying? You had to go to the extremes to get it out there because they didn't have really platforms for that shit to be exploited the way it is now. So you got to walk on pins and needles in this day and time because anything is a moment to go viral off you, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be kind of cautious on how you move. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just sneak you just to go viral right now. It don't got no beef with you or nothing. I'm going to sneak this boy and knock him out and watch me go viral. You know what I'm saying?
No reason at
So
all.
a lot of clout chasing. Yeah, a lot of clout chasing. They be like, that boy stole you ain't got no beef. It's, he's just blind. So you got to move a certain kind of way. Keep your head on a swivel out here because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? People be hating you from a distance and you don't even know that you ain't never had a problem with them for it to be hate. Right. They just don't like you for being you. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to move cautious out here, like, in this day and time compared to when I first came up in the game. Because when I was young, I fought a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I would have had a lot of viral moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it ain't too much of that no more.
Yeah, so it ain't fighting now, nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? People just do the weirdest shit, like, you know what I'm saying, to get, for clicks, for likes and, attention, Attention is the new currency, bro.
Definitely. Right. They rather more attention than money.
From a different perspective, like, I know back in the day, like, y'all probably was just, y'all was going in the studio, y'all was doing y'all was just doing whatever y'all felt or whatever y'all envisioned, but a lot of that music y'all was making back then, bro, like, that was like the soundtrack for our childhood. That's real shit. Like, I'm born in 93.
Yeah.
So, like, all our parties and shit,
right. The
I'm
soundtrack.
from West Bank, so we had a lot of parties at Mac Park.
Yes.
A.K.A. Johnny Jacobs Park.
Yes.
We had a couple parties at Nicholson Park and stuff. So, them parties that was going on at that park, them parks and all that, all my childhood parties, like, they were playing y'all music.
For real.
Honorable,
so on some real shit, like, y'all probably just felt like, I'm about to just go in this bitch, I'm about to do a little something, but that shit was really like the soundtrack to our childhood. When I think about my childhood, like, y'all songs and some of the songs that pop up, shit like Walk Like Ronald and shit like that, like, that's the shit that pop up as far as our childhood. Back when they used to flex.
Right. Ain't no block party. Yeah.
Man.
See, y'all was grown then.
Y'all was doing shit off it. Like, y'all was living in it.
Nigga was living.
Yeah, in it. Right.
Like, we was them kids in the spacewalk when y'all was dropping that shit.
Right.
We was them kids drinking the hug juice, trying to flex like
trying to flex.
Right. Like, so we know about it. But we know about it from a kid's perspective. Like, I was there when Willie Puckett was hot and shit like that. But like I said, we were seeing it from a kid's eyes. So I want to ask, like, how that era was as far as, like, from an adult's perspective.
It was, I came up in the era where rappers wasn't, rap wasn't really real here then. You know what I'm saying? So, you was getting looked at as a joke to people. As like, that your boy be trying to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, rap wasn't as how it is today where everybody want to be a rapper. When I was coming up, you didn't want to be a rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was more like rap dudes was corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you had to make people out a believer to buy into what you had going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a little different in that day and time. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have as much competition, so it gave us a lane to do us without having to directly compete with too many people, like a whole industry that's overcrowded with people that's trying to do the same thing. So we get to create a sound in that time, like which became the sound that y'all talking about, that y'all heard. We was able to really be creative without having to compete with so many different people trying to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? And it gave us a lane to be original and be able to do us, because like I said, we didn't have a lot of people to bounce that shit off of, just the culture itself,
Yeah, that's when bounce was at its best to me. Like, I see, no disrespect to the people who punching the beat and shit. Like, I commend y'all. Like, I commend y'all. My Cal on the beat, we fuck with you. Like, so Black and Miles of the world, we fuck with y'all. Like, but that era when it was just that boom, boom.
Yeah, and create from that.
And nigga straight working the beat.
Yeah, and create from that.
Oh,
like, no help.
That's era to me.
No help from the producers, nothing. You just had to bring
straight,
it.
You
straight
really
you.
was
Straight whatever
rapping.
you said.
Yeah,
You really was rapping. That was the best. Like, every time I think about my 6-year-old birthday party, my 7-year-old birthday party, my 8-year-old birthday party, I think about them type of songs.
We had parties together, man. Him had parties together. So
I'm born June 29th.
I'm
born
July 6th.
So
Okay,
all our
right
parties
there,
used to be together.
Right.
So that's all we heard.
Y'all been partners. That's gangster.
That's
my
my
cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cousins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
family,
cousin.
family.
First cousin.
That's love. That's
so
love.
that's literally the soundtrack to our childhood. When we think about our birthday, we think about them type of songs. So it's like, it's just so crazy because it's like we lived that. And that was like a special time, and like a lot of these kids wouldn't even know what the hell we was talking about.
Right.
Like, they gonna always look at bounce like a beat punch and some fast shit.
Well, you know, it always
like
evolved.
that.
It always evolved into its own thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? People find different ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? They had went to the level where they had the gay people doing their little sound with bounce. You know what I'm saying? They had the ever where 10 Watt Buck spit bounce up like fast up fast.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
fast.
saying?
I remember when that song
So the
dropped.
lanes started changing, which evolved into where we at now, where the producers kind of like add they taste into it to give it, you know, flavor. You know what I'm saying? To compete with the fastness of how people dance and do things. You know, girls was pee-popping way slower than they was probably in my days compared to this time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everything evolved. And that's what bounce have evolved into at this day and time. Whether people liked it, the older version of it or the newer version from it, you know what I'm saying, it's still working. And they still got people outside the industry that's trying to copycat it, you know what I'm saying, to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know.
So when you was doing it back then, did you ever see like people was gonna see you as big as you are, or you just was just doing what you felt?
We was caught up in the moment, bro. I didn't see the next year. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't. We was just doing what we was doing, not knowing if it was gonna catch or not. Just doing what we like to do. And when it started catching and started working, you know what I'm saying, we started taking it more serious as a business. I just wanted to get girls, bro. I started rapping to get girls. You know
I was
what
gonna
I'm
ask you what made you really, what gave you that push to even want to even rap?
Well, I was like rapping like a New York rapper type dude at one time, because that's where hip hop.
That's where I was at.
That was hip hop.
So
yeah,
you know,
right.
when it came down to doing bounce, you know what I'm saying, it was more like my partners. You know, we go to the club and they like, you know, I wrote a little rap one time for my friends, like putting them on the map. You know what I'm saying? My partner such and such, he, you know what I'm saying, just mapping them out, and they were like, man, go put us on the map. You know, and they had a club called 49s. That's where all the rappers, Juvenile, U.N.L.V, everybody was using that mic, you know, hitting that spot and rap or whatever. So I made a little song for my little partners, and I did it, and I got a great response from it. So from that point on, it was just more like, man, this shit look easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just try it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to be, you know, fuck with girls, like, you know. And met Kango and changed my life, like, you know what I'm saying?
I was like on some
Chopper
City,
City, 400 degrees.
Chopper City for me. And you know what? And this listen why. So what we talking about? We talking about to the world or to the city?
To the city.
All right, so in the city.
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it with
city.
us.
When Chopper City came out, I'm in the streets. I'm heavy in the streets. Like, you know, I'm telling you, every call from male or females were playing Chopper City. Every doom, 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 doom. We hearing that bitch. I'm like, God damn, I knew it was a coming of something new. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, I saw that they was about to catch the wave. I'm talking about, I'm rapping at the time. BG dissing us on records. A nigga making me scratch my head, bro. Like, fuck, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We got this nigga BG starting up. You know what I'm saying? America, you know, Juvie had already came out with Soldier Rags. It wasn't no threat to us.
Right.
Like, it didn't even give me I wasn't even worried.
Right.
Chopper City came out, I got word.
But see,
I was like, damn. It was that impactful to a level where if you already in the game doing your thing and you winning, we got Pump the Party out, all that's working.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm in the mix of feeling like, nigga, I'm that nigga. And he come, doom, doom, doom. It's a bust back thing. I'm talking about,
But see,
Lord, I'm like,
this
this
the
nigga
thing.
killing it.
So, me being a child, you gotta understand, like, I was looking at it with different eyes than you. You was looking at it as an adult with an adult audience.
Right.
BG might have been winning that audience, right? But bro, they
Childhood
wasn't beating y'all as far as like
Childhood.
children and older people, bro. Children and older people, we wanted to hear this shit like Pump the Party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was probably winning y'all age group. So, but he wasn't even beating y'all as far as like, you know, with the children and the old people. So
Right.
he
With the
definitely wasn't
children.
beating Juvie.
You know, well, see, this. I don't think this what y'all put. When you put 400 degrees went national. Like, you know, it was set up to go that route off of the BG, because Soldier Rag came out, then Chopper City, and off the momentum of Chopper City, here come 400 degrees with a deal.
Right.
Okay.
So it's kind of put in a position to be like, this about to be the biggest thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think, taking the impact in the videos, the whole nine. Like, Juvie got to give you a little more. What video we got from Chopper City?
Right.
You see
You
what I'm saying?
You couldn't
You couldn't visualize BG like you got to visualize Juvie, because they set the tone for him, but it came off of the momentum of what BG had just did with the Chopper City, off the impact. That gave the momentum for Juvie to go in the way he was going in on 400. Because, you know, it's a friendly competition amongst them. But why when I drop my album, you know what I'm saying? I just was talking to Juve, and he was telling me, like, how when he got on that song with Bum B on Chopper City, how impactful that was for him. He was like, man, that was the first national artist I was able to work with. And he did that on BG album. And he was like, you know, so that was a big thing for him also. So it set the tone for when he went into 400 degrees. He kind of knew, like, this is where I want to go, especially off the momentum of what Chopper City was already doing in the streets. It gave him an idea, like, bitch, I know where I got to go at with it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They camp. They're in the same team, so he know what he got to do. And it just made him become a even greater dog. But I was talking about impact. You know, people might say, I like this album better than that album. I was speaking, like, from an impact perspective, like, who had the most impact. Like,
a lot of people street-wise gravitated to BG more.
Right, because they felt like he was talking that real, you know, Juvie was talking street shit too, don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it had a more commercial appeal than the BG. BG was talking about getting loaded, snorting dope, and he was raw, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Juvie was back that ass, like, it was like had a little more commercial appeal to it.
Speaking of that, one of I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably too up for this. I'm gonna keep it real, but one of y'all favorite songs for me, just on some, I can't believe they made this song type shit.
Give me some heroin.
Give me some fucking heroin. I ain't gonna lie, I be listening to that song randomly when I be at work right now. And don't get me wrong, I don't fuck with that, of course.
Right.
But to me, it was just like, it's bold as fuck.
It was the drug. It was the drug of choice in my teenage years or my early 20s. Like, it's like ecstasy and pills and everything that's in this time. Like, if a nigga talking about I'm popping a pill, I got a perk, and you know, years later somebody gonna be like, the boy was talking about perks. Like, you know, once perk become banned as being the worst thing, you know, it's gonna be like, you know, nigga was talking about lean on something, now they look at lean like, boy, that's liquid heroin you drink. You know what I'm saying? So that's starting to get a bad look, but it's not bad when you young and this what we living off. They got girls saying, if it hit you with that dope, think it gonna last long. So they're promoting it to a level of being cool.
Right.
You know, for crack wasn't bad to the crackheads that first got it. You know what I'm saying? Till they start seeing the effect of what crack do people, then they're like, oh no, that crack bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But it don't be bad when it's the drug of choice. And with us making music, we just talking about it. Me, myself, you know, the perspective of when we made that song, it wasn't really to promote it, even though it sounded like it was. It was more like trying to tell people, like, you know, it got you feeling this way, you shouldn't want to fuck with it. We didn't even know the power of the tongue at that time. We didn't know that we didn't even know people was going to be fucking with it like that. We just were vibing, like, you know, off of the cool shit that was going on around us. A lot of my partners was getting loaded.
First time I ever heard that song, it was not that song. The first time I ever heard that song, a fiend was singing it. I thought he was making the shit up.
Yeah, you thought he was just zoning like
I thought he just talking.
Creating his own shit.
You need some heroin, baby. I thought he just playing. Then one day, it wasn't even that same year. It was like probably a couple years later. I heard that song, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's
this what
song.
That fiend was singing.
It's a song, right.
I'm like, oh shit, this a song.
Us being green, we ain't know shit about shit.
We ain't know shit, because you gotta realize, like I said, I'm born in 93.
Right.
So
that's when I entered the game at that level.
You
like,
feel
you know what
me? So it's like,
I'm 19 years old. I'm an old dude, bro.
So I'm young enough. I mean, I'm born, so I'm able to, you know, be in that era somewhat. But I'm not old enough to really soak in what's really going on, for real.
Right, yeah. Some people got caught into just the melody of it, the singing, the vibe. You know, it was a vibe, you know what I'm saying? So they got people, I've heard stories, and people like, man, I'm singing that song, I'm going to bat the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Talking about,
that what
they ain't
want to
thinking
be
about
saying
the kids, they just thinking like the vibe of this bit. That go to show you the influence music got. Music got real influence on people, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? And, you know, as you get older, you get more cautious with your tongue. We come from making songs like I don't love them hoes to I'm so attracted to you. That's maturity. I got daughters. Like I look at shit different. Like I look at women different. Like from growing up and starting to understand. Oh, I got daughters, man. We gonna make these type of songs. Through growth. You know what I'm saying? But when I was young, I don't love them hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I was at. That was the mentality.
So I know you done been all around, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the hits you done made or whatever, as far as the touring. So what's your favorite city that you toured in? As far as like who you love or the best vibes?
I'm gonna say St. Louis. And the reason why I'm gonna say I'm about to fuck y'all up with this. The reason why I'm gonna say St. Louis because St. Louis gave us impact. Like going to their city, they treated us like New Orleans was treating us. Like they was like we went out there and did a showcase or whatever they had set up, and we did Thank You Miss Lily. We thought they was dissing us. They was throwing Philly packs on the stage. I was like, man, niggas throwing shit at us, like but they was like fucking with us, like man, fuck with y'all heavy. Now think about this. Kango had a little part in the song. He said. Bang bang Bigelow, ooh ah bang bang Bigelow. And you hear Nelly saying, "Down down baby, your street." Like
That's
that kind of impact we had in not saying that Nelly probably just heard it. And I'm not going to even say that he took this or stole this concept. You could be hearing it could just be in your mind and you don't even know. Right. And then you come up with your own thing. But just look how similar the vibes is.
Like, the sound in your head.
Right. Yeah, it's in your head and you just came up with your own thing. Not saying that.
Sampling come from.
Yeah, so I ain't want people to think, that we saying the man stole us or nothing like that. We just know we had an impact in St. Louis where we was gigging that heavy and they was treating us like home, away from home.
They felt that same.
Yeah, they felt the same juice. Like they was with it. Like you could see with Sexy Red and them all. They kind of like got that vibe to the day where they almost feel like New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? When you think about the Sexy Red, it's like it's a version of bounce.
Yeah.
It's a version like a bounce. They don't use bounce beats, but the swag is like a bounce artist.
Yeah, we accepted her with no problem. I don't know nobody in New Orleans who don't like Sexy Red. Off the top of my head.
Because she remind you of somebody,
a
cousin,
somebody
artist.
She talk about how raw they talk about it, like the way they look at shit. That's how New Orleans feel about shit as well. We ratchet, and that's how they feel. They ratchet, So if you see the similarity in it,
But some people be feeling like them, like they'll be considered ratchet and we be considered country.
Right.
Which I don't understand. Like how you?
I think
only people who feel like we be country, it be like up north people like
East
New
Coast.
York and way in Cali.
Cali, right?
Nobody else feel like we country.
Right.
That's about it.
But New Orleans feel like everybody country.
We feel like everybody country except Cali and New York. So
because everybody's slang almost sound the same. Like if you think about it, they southern draw almost complement each other. Like Baton Rouge on back, they sound the same. Like you know what I'm saying. Like now some got stronger, dialogue than others. You know what I'm saying. But it's almost hey man, and it's like it be all sounding the same. But New Orleans got their own thing. We got people say. We sound like we from an island. When you go out of town, they be like, man, I love how you talk.
They stick out the most because every now and then you could confuse a Houston cat with an Atlanta cat.
Yeah, it sounds similar. Like
every now and then you might confuse a BR cat with a maybe a Florida cat
or Memphis or something like that.
Ours is distinct.
Yeah, they see us talk so slow.
We slow it down. That's the difference. A lot of country people talk fast, low key.
Right.
We slow it down, so that kind of be the difference. But what I notice is like whoever you on side of, it's like you kind of pick up on some of these slangs. Because if you notice, Baton Rouge got a little bit Houston slang. Mm-hmm. Then they got a little bit of our slang. But then you got Florida right there. They sound like us just a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got Atlanta. They sound like Florida just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it's just like it's wherever you located, low key like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree.
But on some real shit. So, you was in a group for so long, you know what I'm saying? So, let me ask you, what's your advice on keeping a group together, whether it's 2 people or more than 2, whatever, like, what's some of the things you could do to, like, keep that stronghold together?
Me and my dude, first of all, I look at Kango like a brother. We've been in this business like 30 plus years, and the way we usually work it is all facts. He can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, but then we put the facts on the table, and the facts gonna remain, and we roll with facts. man, we should do this. No, we should do this. All right, factually, like what's good for us on business from the factual side. Mm-hmm. Then we put the facts on the table. Whoever, got some facts on what they talking about, or it's like I could see your point more. You know what I'm saying? It's just about communication. It's about being loyal, and just being straight up with your person about things. Things I don't like, I don't hold it in. You know what I'm saying? We had that conversation. Like, man, me and Kango done been mad behind stage, bro. And went on stage, you would have never even knew we had a problem. You know what I'm saying? Rubbing shoulders, bump pitch, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? and get, and still do the show. You know what I'm saying, bro? And get back behind stage, and then talk about like, man, So, brothers have disagreements, you know what I'm saying? But in the mix of it, we understand we built a brand, and we have a brand, and we got to find a way to keep the brand alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no partners of crime without me, ain't no partners of crime without him. And we just understand that, you know what I'm saying? I just think anybody that's looking to go further in life with stuff, Kango got his own life, I got my own life. He his own man, he do what he do. But we also, don't do nothing that's going to compromise the brand, bro. You know what I'm saying? You go to jail, you get eliminated, you get killed out here doing some dumb shit, it's affecting me, it's affecting the brand. If I do the same thing, it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So we have that much respect for each other to kind of understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We both want the same thing out of this, an opportunity to take care of our families and provide, you know what I'm saying, for something we love to do, So that's really our recipe to lasting so long, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's good to hear, bro. With all this bad blood going on with a lot of formal groups and stuff, that's good to hear.
So
yeah, people that money come between.
5 of your favorite artists. What's your top 5?
Favorite artists? It'd be Tupac, Biggie, Soulja Slim, J. Cole, and I'll probably say Kendrick. No, I'm tripping. I want to say
in that order?
Cause I gotta put Drake in it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
I love Drake. You know what I'm saying? I think Drake is a vulnerable artist that say shit that niggas feel but don't say.
You mean as a whole, like old Drake and
I like
new Drake?
I like
Drake from the beginning.
I ain't gonna lie, cause I love old Drake versus new Drake. I ain't gonna lie.
But see, you weren't in that era.
New Drake just a little cockier, but
you weren't in that era of seeing him.
I remember Drake as Aubrey, nigga, from Degrassi.
Alright, so you should appreciate him now, from that to this.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I loved his music then. Like, I could go through all his albums, no skips.
Right.
Like, now, I can sit there and, I don't really skip. Right. I think I fuck with that. Skip. Like, no, back then I fucked with everything.
How hard it is to remain relevant for 10 years plus, you know what I'm saying, and keep that shit coming, staying at the top of the charts. Like, you know what I'm saying, I commend him and I understand the business. So I understand also that he got to evolve and get new audience and new people fucking with him and expand his brand, because if he stay doing the same shit that we like, it's going to keep him in the same box.
You gonna say that.
I'm going to say this.
I'm going to say in love with him from. They don't make the rest of the people buy into him.
Right.
So you got to try other shit to elevate to get somewhere else, but still give you something that you like. Yeah, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with having a peak. Ain't nothing wrong with being better at your peak than you was when you wasn't at your peak. Like, so to me, like, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people might feel different. I feel like Drake peak was nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same.
I think Marvin's Room.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same. Was his peak to me.
Marvin's Room.
Because that's when he was really like spitting. Like, he really was like letting people know like what it was with the spitting, but he also had the melody with it. Nothing was the same. Probably my best Drake album.
I'm gonna say Marvin's Room for me.
Nothing was the same. Him with the head, with his head in the cloud.
You talking about Take Care?
Take Care.
Take Care.
I don't put Take Care above Nothing Was the Same.
Like, that was. I don't know, like, cause everybody, you don't hear no bad complaints about that album whatsoever.
You don't hear no bad complaints about Nothing Was the Same either.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
But it's a Drake fan.
But that's kind of like right behind each other.
If we speak in peak, Nothing Was the Same.
Nothing was the same, bro.
with his head in the clouds. He knew
you
that.
You couldn't skip none of that.
That bitch
he
was
knew
hard.
that.
That 305 and all that.
What?
Passionate, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, man.
Yeah,
Tuscan leather.
So take care. You got skips on.
Nah, that was Take
Oh,
Care was a beautiful album.
Take Care was a little more singy. It was a little more singy.
But it's one of them vibes that like I don't gotta worry about skipping. I could do whatever I'm doing.
You
can't
skip.
Y'all talk
Like,
nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same, bro.
Yeah.
Tuscan.
Yeah.
All his biggest songs off. Controller.
I mean, I fuck with them both.
That's why I say I'm just. You see how y'all see the debate? See the debate and how y'all can debate about them? Great, man.
Yeah, great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if he wasn't that dude, he wouldn't have all these different opinions about this the peak, that's the peak. You know,
because a lot of artists, you know exactly what their best album is. Right? Like Nas, everybody knows Illmatic.
Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, Tupac. You know, I fuck with Biggie. You know, I was more, if I had to, you know, judge at the time, I was just more on Pac's side. I liked what Pac was talking about. I liked the Biggie.
So what's your go-to song for each of them?
Go-to songs, boy. I'm an old dude. I just play this shit. I ain't got no go-to. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't got no favorite.
I just vibe on music. I got playlists, and I just be like, I feel like listening to Drake. Drake will make, you know, put me in, you know, put you in your feelings sometime about shit because he's vulnerable. And I just like to hear. Sometimes I won't turn up. Sometimes I won't get conscious or whatever. I'm gonna put on some J. Cole shit and get in deep thought about like, man, this nigga, you know, running that shit. I won't go even deeper. I'm gonna go Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I want to get on some, you know, empowering shit to a certain degree. I'm gonna go to Pac, like, you know what I'm saying? Because Pac bring me back to a certain time of life, like, you know what I'm saying, bring me into a mentality or some shit, you know. That's when I was trying to find my way type shit. So sometimes we get in life where we get into new obstacles in life, and I'm trying to find my way through this. I bump me some Pac, like, and you know, like, you know, lost my mom or Brenda's got up, you know, like certain things, dear mom, I got, you know, certain songs bring me somewhere because of how, you know, the emotional attachment I had to
Unconditional Love for me.
That's
Unconditional Love, that's the one.
Pac got a song for whatever mood you got.
Whatever mood you got.
Whatever mood.
And that was
Biggie don't.
He was a great storyteller, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, Biggie he'll take you somewhere, you know, his vocal tone. Like the way he rap is you know, he
Biggie
was dope.
have better cadence, but
he do.
He doesn't have a song for every mood. Pac do. Pac got a song for every mood.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, that type
Biggie
of.
was like a battle rapper though, like how he started.
That's why he got the best cadence. Right. Battle rappers have the best delivery. That's my opinion.
I mean, yeah, they can. You know, a lot of them don't ride beats, you know, because they ain't really they pull a strap from the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they don't got no beat.
Right.
You put them same people on the beat, you be like, man, that shit whack. Like,
all of them can't make
because they can't transition over from. They got all the bars, but they don't know how to ride the beat with it because they're so used to pausing that bitch and hitting their punchlines the way they want you to catch them. You know what I'm saying? And a beat take that away. Like, you know
so many battle rappers could not transition.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's why Meek gets a lot of credit,
right,
bro, because a lot of them couldn't do what he did.
Right. I agree.
Cass, somewhat, but most of them couldn't do it. Like Murder Mook couldn't really do it. You know, Arsenal can't really do it.
Jada and them out there, I think they came in a level of, so even if they was battle rapping, they was battling from the MC perspective of it. They wasn't doing the battle rap like battle rappers would battle. They was just going for it like I got bars, bitch. I'm about to just run these shits right now. You gotta hear me out. DMX, all that was battling too, but they was battling with verses. Like, bitch, I got a whole verse. It wasn't all that.
DMX definitely got a battle rap delivery.
It wasn't all that. Like,
DMX definitely got a battle rap delivery.
Right.
Definitely.
Like the way he fluctuate the words and all that. I don't know why
when you say that, you make me think of Hitman Holla.
You're right.
Like when you kept saying pull the strap.
Because I hear so many of them doing, I got a gun so big.
I got it.
Here we go. Yeah. They do that. You know, but it's entertaining and it's his own lane, and I respect that art form as well. You know what I'm saying? That's them dudes got to bring that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like something. It's brutal.
Right.
With you being who you are and doing all the music you did and seeing all the greats do what they did, how you feel about the local music era now, like New Orleans now, our era now?
I feel like they ain't got I feel like they don't worry about business. I think they just make songs and do shit like, you know what I'm saying, they put no business behind it. That's why we don't see nothing really going on. The only person that got a team behind him and some business was like Rob 49. That's why he out of here. We got a lot of talented artists here. You know what I'm saying? But it's 90% business, 10% talent. You know what I'm saying? And they can make anybody a star, like, pretty much. It ain't nothing but algorithm and a machine. You know what I'm saying? That put it in front of you, and then, you know, it's the law of numbers. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see, like, what part of the margin we can get with people with this. You know what I'm saying? So everything be on a trial basis, like, you know what I'm saying, with these artists. And if you ain't got no business in line, you know what I'm saying, I don't give a fuck how viral you go. You know what I'm saying? You'll never get to the next level because that shit come with business. It come with putting a team together, and it come with structure. And these people want to see how they can make a dollar off. They want to monetize everything that you're doing. And if it's all over the place and we ain't got no order to monetize it and have, you know, so meaning when your business in line, you got publishing, you know, company like, you know, knowing where everything at. You know what I'm saying? Today they be having to look at this chart and all that shit can get, you know, infiltrated by niggas like doing fake numbers and bots and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
the bots game and all that,
so
yeah.
It's real crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of artists think because I got so many people liking me on the ground, TikTok and all that shit, you gotta turn that into real people.
Right. How many people
fucking with you because that's only a percentage of people that really fuck with you. That, you know, this free traffic. So people just on that bitch watching like they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta turn, like, that's why nigga think they so hot. You do a concert, nobody show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you hot on the Instagram, but you're hot in the real world. Like,
right. So with this day and age rap, like, who would you say is your favorite rapper from here? Like, that feel like they market and excel in the best way to you.
My favorite rapper from here, that I'm liking right now. Really, I'm liking this little brother, bro. You know his name, Cutter Game J Black.
We fucking with him.
I'm fucking with him. I'm fucking with Lil Wildlife. You know, and the reason why,
Wildlife.
You know, they, you know, he a nigga that's having fun with music again. You know what I'm saying? He don't mind getting on a bounce beat, still rapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cutter gonna dance. You know what I'm saying? He gonna play with you. Still street, still handling his business, still talking that shit, but having fun with music. And I understand the power of music, that it ain't nothing but an exchange of energy. You know what I'm saying? What I say in this microphone, you pick up, and whatever feelings I'm in with it, that's what you receive, and that's what it take you to. So just to see what these little brothers doing, I like Junior Montana, you know what I'm saying? I think he be blowing up. I just want him to make a song, you know what I'm saying? Like, put that shit in song mode, you know?
He be spitting.
Put it in song
like
mode.
You said, you gotta put it in song mode.
Other songs.
But he been fucking with Jizzle lately, you know. I feel like
my favorite artist from New Orleans, like as a younger cat that was coming up, was BTY Youngin, bro.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, facts.
You know,
most definitely.
He was like one of my favorite, best. I know him as a person, like, so I understood dude vision. I understood he had loyalty. I work with a lot of artists. He had to be the most loyal artist I work with.
So you being from the 17, like you seen him coming up and all that, or
yeah, I saw him as a kid. You know, me and his mama went to high school, went to full shit together. Shout out to Gay Brother. And he was Lil D, you know what I'm saying, with the ball spot, like, you know what I'm saying, a badass little kid, you know, riding a bike, riding a 10-speed under the 10-speed, like under the ball of 10-speed, riding a big 10-speed, come across the tracks, you know, little bitty boy throw a rock at you, jump back on the bike, you know, he was like he's a badass from around here.
If I'm wrong, was Birdman trying to sign him, or was he signed?
No, he was. He got killed on a Saturday. I think that Tuesday, Wednesday, he was supposed to have been going to Miami to close a deal with Birdman. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he was just dope artist. You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of charisma and personality, and he was a good dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless to his content of music, you know, that he really was talking to life he was living and things that he was into. But if you know him as a person, you'll be like, damn, that was a cooler dude. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, you know. Especially, I was like a big brother to him. I wasn't his manager or nothing. I was just a mentor to him. I had gave his mama my word that I was going to, you know, put him on and work with him and, you know, try to get him to where he was trying to go at. So, yeah, that took a lot of wind out of me when we lost him, you know.
Right.
Every night and they still play his shit in the club. His shit
I still listen to him.
That's a go-to.
I still listen to him.
Real shit, I'm trying to tell you. Put that on my little cousin just for caring about 6 hours.
But that song, it make me emotional. What's his name? The dude, they were here before they love you. Jim, that's
Oh, what you talking about?
Talking about Teaser?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Teaser?
Oh, Teaser,
yeah,
mother.
Teaser.
He was killing. He was talented. That little motherfucker talented.
Yeah, Teaser talented.
Yeah, that's right. They made
you ever seen him in person?
I never saw him in person.
He's so little. Shout out Teaser, no offense, bro.
No, that's a good nigga. Real talented.
I been wondering where he went because I fucked with like that song with him and about BTY.
About when he died.
That shit, that shit like was emotional for me.
Yeah, right.
Like
he went in on that. Like he that was the perfect hook for BTY and what he had been through the whole nine, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was dope. Yeah, T's not really originally from Louisiana, so
I didn't know
he move around, like, you know what I'm saying?
He sound like he from here, like.
I did not know that.
He wasn't originally from here, so
crazy.
he probably went back to originally where he from. I haven't seen him in a minute. I haven't seen no presence with him on the gram, you know what I'm saying? People go through life shit, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta get away from that gram sometimes, because that bitch, it bring on depression and all kind of other shit, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So let me jump back a little bit. So boom. So speaking of Chopper City, like one of the hardest songs on that bitch was that Uptown.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about like him trying to like not include the 17 and shit? Like what the fuck was up with that?
Well, BG had beef with the 17. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why he.
So he said 3 to the 13.
3 to the 13. I'm like 3 to the 13
because it stopped there because he not when you got beef with it, like we they was beefing with us. They had street beef the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So we represent 17. Well, we gotta be insulting, like, you know what I'm saying? I just was talking to BG, and we was talking about how we was putting names on and shit. It wasn't all that subliminal shit I had niggas do now. Like, we talking to you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this who it is. So everything was about being as disrespectful as you could be. We pissing on the set of Six and Barone. You know what I'm saying? That was like classic. You know what I'm saying? For a nigga to take their first album cover, pissing on your rivalry set. You know what I'm saying? So so it was real around that time. So
pissed for real?
Yeah, we pissed for real. That's real piss coming out there. You can see it. You can see it, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was ignorant back then. You know what I'm saying? We'd never do no shit like that.
Right.
We're not thinking, just young and dumb, bro. You know what I'm saying? We could have got smoke around there, going around them dudes set doing that, but just had the heart to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? At the time, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie.
So what's your favorite song from 400 Degrees?
Era no better than nobody else's.
The song with Turk. The song with Turk and
Cause he asked about Chopper City. So
the song with Turk and Lil Wayne. Turk and Soldiers Be Camouflaging. I like doing because it's anthem.
The little bars up again.
It's anthem. Like that bitch, it turn you up like all the way. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like a lot of the 400 Degrees. It's just. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that album wasn't
like
whatever.
The actual song.
I can run through 400 Degrees, no skips.
Shit and
it was that kind of album.
Yeah, it definitely was. I can really run through that. No skips.
Right, and that's how we was doing. The Chopper City when it came. It was just like play that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, he was taking us somewhere, and it was like the climate of the city was that everything. It was like the soundtrack to the streets.
What was really going on?
Yeah, what was really going on, how it was really, the feel of it was how you felt in the streets at the time. Like the shit BG was talking about was how every street nigga was living or, trying to live or trying to duck or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever was going on.
You been there, you got the whole image of about us.
Yeah, y'all just
gravitate to the music. It was like, damn, that's nice.
But
put
Juvie
on.
You hear me? So
like,
let me ask you this. So what's the difference in importance and like, the different levels of like being street smart and really being like educated as far as like, being in them books, having like an actual document to put behind your education?
Break that down a little more. Like I'm trying.
What I mean, like, when you maneuvering through life, like what makes street smarts important in the way you maneuvering, and what makes like education as far as like having a document, like I have a bachelor in this, I have a master in this, like different stuff like that.
I think both of them are needed. I think that's called a balanced person, like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you living in the streets or you gotta maneuver through the streets, you need to know what the streets about and how to move in these streets, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you're trying to get that bachelor's or whatever like that, that's the kind of stamp it's almost like to a level of like, I need this to get the most dollar I can get, you know what I'm saying? Because they got people that work on jobs that could do the job better, but they don't have a degree. And that degree means so much more when you're trying to get that paycheck going to the next level. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need that. Like, you know, they got a lot of people I be talking to now that's older that's saying, man, I'm going back to school to get this degree because I'm in the field of what I do, but I need a degree to really get that real bag. You know what I'm saying?
So, electricians and carpenters and the stuff like
they
that.
They got to really get that license, like that real, you know, they got to go get that paperwork. And that paperwork is what make a difference on your salary and what kind of money you can bring in. You know what I'm saying? Even with running your own business the whole nine.
Right.
So you be needing that education. You know, everybody want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't, you know, nobody teaching nobody how to do business. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see so many businesses opening and closing, because they have the willpower to want to open a business, but they don't have, they can't go through the duration of what comes with the business, and that's the part that's
like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if y'all know, I don't remember the name of this place, but it was a spot on Poydras. They had good food, you could smoke in there, they had infused drinks, it was black owned. It was perfect, like the perfect spot, and they went out of business.
Off, so I'm the wrong person. I be in the house. I ain't gonna
lie.
Like,
I only went there because it was my people's birthday, and that's the place that they chose. Right? So that's how I came across it, and I'm like, damn, this a fucking gold mine. Like, you know how we always talk about, damn, I wish I could go somewhere and be able to smoke while I wait on my food and shit. That was the place.
Not too many places you could smoke and.
You could do that, and I do not remember the name, but you could do that in there. They had weed infused drinks, weed infused food, regular food.
Probably was illegal though. I'm gonna just let you know.
I mean, it could have been.
You might not want to say their name.
Don't say the name.
That probably was illegal.
I swear, I really just don't. Listen, I don't know the name. I only went that one time.
Louisiana is not recreational.
Right.
So whatever you said is incriminating.
It is, but it isn't, because you know they had a lot of releases. There's some political shit, but I know they had a lot of releases from the prison because of like some, you know, minor drug charges.
That's some retroactive.
Like, damn, we just gonna take this nigga to jail for a pound less than. Right. You hear me? So they had a lot of releases for that, but you know, so that's why they kind of was trying to get us on the verge of being a recreational state. But it just take a minute.
Yeah, it come with shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right, it come with a lot.
How they gonna make this money? Like,
exactly.
Once they get all that part and the taxes and all that understood, let's run with it.
Exactly.
So
it was that kind of place. It was good. So, gold mine.
Tell us about the hardships of trying to, you know, create your own label. You know, I know you was a part of a label and all that. Tell us about the hardships of trying to create your own.
Well, when creating your own, you dealing with your own money, you know what I'm saying, without an investor, like, you know what I'm saying, and you know, everything that you put out don't always come back, and if you can't go through the duration before you pop, you'll run out of money before, you know what I'm saying, you really get to reap the benefit of it, and that'd be the biggest problem with it, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't guarantee that I'm gonna put this song out and it's gonna render me a return, you know what I'm saying, right. And then you gotta keep working on that until you get that song that stick and pop and get you to where you're trying to go at. And sometimes people don't have enough money to last that long. So yeah, that's the problem with you know, the companies, like, you know what I'm saying, that's why they come and go. You know, niggas got record companies today, tomorrow you hear nothing about them, you know what I'm saying? Take too much money, you know.
So what would be your advice?
Scouting?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
scouting. I don't know, you know, niggas go to open mics, you know what I'm saying? You know, in my days it was talent shows, gong shows, things of that nature. So people come across you. That's how we got our deal. We opened up for Big Boy Records they had a Friday night they was doing something, and it was already touching the mic there. So we touched the mic. He saw the impact we had in that crowd. He was like, I want to sign y'all. And you know, so you know, it's all kind of different ways. You know, people refer people, man, check this dude out, he's dope, right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's how people come across it. But it's to do the business thing, you gotta have some real money, bro. You know what I'm saying? This you know, even when in the time when we came out, you had to have money. You know, we had to press up tapes, CDs, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, posters. You gotta spend money, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't really got it, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of hard.
You feel so would that be your advice to people this day trying to come up in the music industry? Like,
I would say, man, focus on making some great music, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you could put, you know, you work on getting some great music together, some real good music, and they'll come looking for you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I think people be chasing stuff, and it's really reversed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They should be chasing you because you got to chase a record. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning like I put something out and the bitch just going crazy, and now I gotta try to get control of it because it's moving like wildfire. Then you know you're owning something. You know, I think some people be trying to pop it off. They want to have the look of this rapper. Before everybody rich in the game, everybody come in the game looking like I'm $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And they got this rapper costume on, and they think that that's what's gonna really, turn them up. You know what I'm saying? Besides the music, they be more caught up in. I go in the studio and see studio after studio, everybody rolling weed up. They got the guns here. It's all like it's like something that's a style, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one nigga sleep over here the whole nine, and you be like, man, this ain't no work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like and they just compile in studios, and just because they feel like they're in the studio, they feel like I am a rapper.
Right.
They be telling me I'm the hottest thing in the city, and I be like, well, when your next show, bro? I'm gonna come check it out. They don't even have a show.
So you a believer of basically like your talent and what you like, how you market your shit. That's what's gonna take you further.
Your talent will make way for you. Your talent will make way for you on anything you do. Carpentry, art, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the talent that you got. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to make way for you. You know, if you rap, you shouldn't. I will rap for free. You know what I'm saying? And that's the passion I have behind rapping. Like, I'm not doing it for a check. If a check come, then that's good. You know what I'm saying? Because I just like rapping. That's like a dude that draw. He like drawing. You know what I'm saying? But now that this drawing can make me some money, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I mean. Your talent will make way for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? People will tell you that's cool. I like that. I'm willing to spend $1 for it. You know what I'm saying? And then once you see if one person will buy it, I'm quite sure I can get a market share of people that feel the same way you feel, and I'm looking for them. I think people get caught up in so many of the no's and look past the yeses, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they get discouraged from so many no's and not really looking at, man, some people fucking with this and then following that lane. A great person that have succeeded from that is a person like Currency. You know what I'm saying? He's in his own lane. He's like, he drives shit the way he want to drive.
Shit wasn't always grave and easy.
Right, and he found his little lane and he just elevating in it, and he cool in that space. Like, and he could ride around this bitch in Wraiths and, you know what I'm saying, and 50 cars.
Oh, if you want to fucking hit the switch on you,
Currency is a good example.
Whatever.
You don't have to clout chase.
At all.
Yeah.
But he also mentioned
find your
Rob
lane and thrive
49.
in it.
So what about Rob 49 made you like?
Rob 49, like, Say Cheese spoke on him heavily to bring the attention to a label that, because of how powerful Say Cheese was at the time, and everything is about timing. Like, some people say luck, but, so I think it's a little bit of luck, but it's more about the timing. And I think the timing of when, Rob was doing what he was doing, things was just the right time for him. Like, he had the person with the bag behind him. He had Say Cheese speaking for him, and then the deals just like I got presented to him like at the perfect time.
Nobody had that voice. Nobody had that voice.
He was unique
like,
too. He was unique.
Nigga had
the
that
first
voice.
time I heard him, I think it was on the track with Lil Glenn, if I'm not mistaken. And the first time I heard him, I'm like, man, like he ain't that lyrical, but man, he got a voice.
My kids.
Next time I heard him, he was damn near blowing.
My kids put me on him. It was more like, I'm like, what the fuck that is y'all playing? Because he had like a little off. It was like it was almost like a juvenile hound, like type of, it was off a little bit. I was like, he rap a little off, like he ain't even rhyming on every,
right.
He had his own little punches, and I'm like, he's different, you know what I'm saying? So he had a unique flow, and he had a distinguished voice, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, he had things that was lined up too, because they got other talented artists, Lil Wildlife and all these people, but you know what I'm saying, they gotta keep grinding to that time and line up with what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? YD the Ill is nice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He next.
You just gotta line it up right.
I fuck with Cutter Games J Black, I fuck with Lil Wildlife, but I ain't gonna lie, out of everybody, if I had to put money on it, I say YD next.
Right.
YD next. But Cutter Gang, J Black, and Wildlife, they ain't far behind because they doing everything they supposed to be doing, and they got their own sound.
It's funny like that because, I remember they had Max Payne that was popping, like, you know what I'm saying?
Max
And
Payne
I would have thought that Max Payne would have been next. He had Super behind,
Right.
But it's business, like, that's what I was meaning by when the business line up right, you know what I'm saying? Shit can elevate and go to the right place because you had some of the elements of what you needed, but they didn't have a certain kind of person in business that was locking in certain things to you know to make it a real business, like, you know, to a level where you get put in a position to get a machine behind you to do the things that need to be done, because we can't do it all, like, you know what I'm saying. That machine is real manipulative, and it can, you know what I'm saying, it can sway you a certain kind of way. They can make you and break you, like, in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying.
Like they say, you gotta strike while the iron hot.
Right. You can't wait, you know what I'm saying. You see, people won't get ready when it's time to already be ready, you know what I'm saying. If you're already ready, and I think that's where it was at with Rod was already ready, like, a little bit in a way, and when shit just lined up for him, he was like, let's go. You know, Rod was 2 years straight from the service. His career just went fast. Like, it ain't no, you know, some niggas be rapping for 10 years, you know what I'm saying, looking for a break, you know what I'm saying. You know, and they got a guy like him will come across 2 years and be on and popping, you know what I'm saying. So that's what I mean by the timing. The shit gotta line up right, and you know what I'm saying, and connect the dots the proper way, and shit'll happen. You know, this shit ain't the easiest field of, you know, making a living, like, you know, some people think it is, but man, that shit is.
Right. Sometimes you spend more money than you receive money.
A lot of them, you know what I'm saying. That's why niggas. That's like most 95%.
A lot of people go in the hole before they even see a return ever.
Right, you know, and we got less investors in hip hop this day than we had in the era when I came out. You know what I'm saying? They had more people that was looking to get out of the game. Street dudes that was looking to get out of the game that be like, man, I want to put my shit behind something that can, you know, generate the same type of money that I was making with hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So right now, them dudes be more like, they be the rappers. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no separation. It's like, nigga, I hustle and I rap, and you know, and then they get caught up or shot or whatever, maybe, you know.
Before they put the money behind somebody else, they put the money behind themselves. Because they don't really need the lyrics no more.
Right.
It ain't like you
really
gotta
be the best rapper. You just gotta turn up.
Bread.
You gotta pop that shit. You know, you could say anything pretty much. Got a good beat. You got a bag. You know what I'm saying? You hot. You know, the female's gonna turn you up. They know who you is, and next thing you know, you kind of own or something. So, you know, and everybody feel like that's the way. So that's mainly what you get. You know what I'm saying? But I say they don't be having the business locked up. So the shit be on for a year or a couple of months, and they fade away. You know what I'm saying?
So let me
ain't no next level to it. You see what I'm saying? You been topped out right there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, heated summer, that's it.
All you got is that. All you got is that.
Yeah, you know, if you don't do nothing in the mix of that heated summer, then it's over, bro. You know, or you gotta try to find another heated summer to, you know. So that's how it be working.
What about how you feel about the influences you have on like other artistic, you know, things as far as like the shop graffiti? How you feel about your influence on other arts and all that other stuff?
I got into it because of, you know, knowing the value that I bring as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So off of the value of the artist, I say I'm gonna just make some merch. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw people who was really making. I saw music was becoming free everywhere, and I'm like, I don't really know how to make no money with music no more. So, you know, it made me go into, you know, apparel, you know, merch, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I saw some good revenue streams coming with that. Like, you know, it's been pretty, you know, I still got it going because it still work. It still render a flow of income for me, like, you know what I'm saying, monthly, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just into creating multiple streams of income because I know that you can't put your eggs all in one basket, you know what I'm saying? Because if that get crushed, then what you got? So when one thing slow down here, you know what I'm saying, I got something else coming out. That's like with the book. The whole nine, you know what I'm saying? I'm an author now. I wind up putting out a book called Untold, a story of unknown legend. Big support on it, you know what I'm saying? Pushed out a lot of units, like, out the gate, you know. I'm not no top seller in New York or nothing, but for what I made off it and with the, you know, and I look at a book as something that you could sell for the rest of your life. It's not dated. Like, it's not like music. Oh, that shit old. You know what I'm saying? My story will always be my story. They're going to have kids that find out about this story 20 years, 30 years from now. Oh, that's who this dude was, you know what I'm saying? And it's always going to render income. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's something I could leave my kids and my family when God called me home to be like, this is something that y'all can still eat off for the rest of y'all lives as well, besides just music. You know what I'm saying? Because music changing, you know, and people not making the same amount
music
of money.
Is old fast.
Yeah, it's dated. You know?
Y'all shit ain't changed. I don't care what you
Well,
say.
not
y'all shit
not
ain't changed,
shit,
yeah.
but today's music, it get old fast.
People not making classics, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and that's the difference. I think the music we made became classic music. Like, it became, like you said, it was the soundtrack to your childhood, things
Real
of that
talk.
nature. And people not really, the music it's so oversaturated to where you might be bumping this dude 1 week and you're on to the next nigga.
Yeah.
And then our era, it was like you get a year, you get a year and 6 months, like working one album. You know what I'm saying? Like that album just taking off and you just working that bitch because. We had to do that shit on hand and foot. Like, we had to go to these different markets. It wasn't like an internet and we had to really touch. But we was touching real people.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? We really signing autographs. We doing in-stores. We meeting one-on-ones with people, shaking hands and kissing babies like politicians. You know what I'm saying? So we was creating value amongst these people like that. You know what I'm saying? We doing concerts. They really showing up. It's the real people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a big difference in today's time and now, like it's just like we don't know who is who.
Right. You had more of an impact actually being in the street, actually being felt versus you being on the internet than you know what I'm saying, it's hitting different
these
phones.
songs was like hitting different like that. Tell me why you ain't get funny and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That fucking back in those days. We all done some bad, but my mama grabbed me by
flexing
the
and smacked me
on my back. When I think about my parties when I was young, that's the main song I think about. I swear to God.
That's one of the most impactful songs.
That song right there.
Cause
even me being a kid, I knew how real it was. I'm like, y'all sing about she giving me love. My mama the one through this party. You heard me on some real shit.
Right.
My mom the one put this together. It's my birthday right now. So me hearing that song playing, I'm like, yeah, thank you, Mom. Like, nigga even felt it back then as a kid. So that's why I say, even when you say when Chopper City dropped, it was the most impactful in the city. No, bro. It was the most impactful in the streets.
Right.
Well, at that time, y'all might have been the most impactful in the city because y'all was touching from 0 to 60, bro.
Right. It is a difference, because I got, like when I first signed with U.N.L.V, I got on the bus and was talking to him and he was like, man, nigga, he said, man, my mama, he said, I was rapping, I'm doing my thing. He's like, she ain't never get up and dance on my shit. She said, man, I pumped the party, get on that.
Man,
she got up. He was like, man, I was looking like, man, she fuck with, or whatever. Like, he was like, man, y'all niggas, had nigga mama fucking with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Compared to, I'm rapping my shit, but niggas mama not really on it, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, you got little kids, like, catching it as well. So, I didn't ever look at it that way. Y'all opening my mind to something else.
I'm telling you, when I
and that's a different perspective for me because I'm only going off of what I'm indulged in, like the streets. So I'm hearing a certain thing in the streets, but I'm not really paying attention to the little kid. I'm not really looking at the older lady. Like, I'm looking at my peers and these people and what they own. I'm like, this nigga BG killing it. You see what I'm saying? But not looking at, nigga humble. So I'm not looking outside of that. I'm just looking at, like, in this little field right here, right now this nigga got the juice. And that's what I'm caught up in, like, you know what I'm saying? But, because, you don't hear them little kids, or them little kids not at your concert, or that old lady not at your concert. So even though
people
like
your age era.
When I started finding that out? When we started doing weddings and birthday parties. Because, the game changed, like, from just doing concerts. The only way we remain relevant was doing birthday parties, weddings, things of that nature. So you'll see when you rap at a wedding, you got little kids singing your shit. You got the old lady dance. You looking like, damn, they fucking with
the
this,
whole,
like, but it started making sense then, like more than when I was in the mix of it.
Right.
Like, I couldn't see that like then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then hearing these stories like I'm hearing from y'all, man, how my mama was, so, and a lot of kids were saying they was getting on the music that's younger from their parents or big brothers and things of that nature. So I was like, man, how you get on my music? You much younger than, like, my music older than you. And they'll be like, man, my mama used to play my grandma, like, it'd be like funny little shit like that.
Yeah,
so, man. Every party they played this,
every party.
Kid come over, right, fuck with us with the podcast. Then he got his daughter with him. And he was like, man, this dude, you might know his music. So I said, Pump the Party. She was like, nope. I said, My Hot Girl. She said, yeah, I know that.
They know that.
Right. She was like, I
know
that.
You know how long it took me to hit a song?
My uncle made a whole remix.
You know how long it took me to hit a song? My grandma and your grandma.
Yeah, it came from there. Right.
No, so you want to hear about Uncle said, my fat girl and your fat boy sitting by the bayou. My fat girl.
She said,
sit down somewhere.
The fact is that people made their own shit based off of their music.
But no, people, I never knew that song was based on some some Bayou Cajun shit.
Right.
And y'all took that shit and really talking about hot boys.
They took it our way, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's really not what. That's like probably, I don't know, either that or Punk the
And you see, that's a part of evolving too, because you know the hot boy shit was like kind of ringing in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So we had to incorporate what them boys was doing in our own way. You know what I'm saying? That's what hot boy. You know, like they was the hot boy, but we had to still, you know, run with the, you know, so you know it was the essence of what was going on in the streets. So you got to keep your ear to it, even though we was in rivalries at the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, we still had to implement that shit in it to keep it hot, like, cause this is what the people saying.
So overall they kept y'all on y'all toes.
Yeah. You know, it's friendly competition, bro.
I feel like that was good though, cause y'all ain't
back
down. Y'all ain't get.
We ain't catch none of that. We was just listening to all y'all.
Yeah,
both sides.
We was listening to all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was beefing with U.N.L.V. and I'm pulling up at their overnight sale at Addison on Canal Street. Man, give me that 6 me wrong, whatever. I'm buying that shit. Like, I gotta go hear what these niggas talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we pulling up on them at the autograph session. Man, give me a CD. You know, that was a rep at the time, a CD. You want a tape or a CD? Give me the CD. Got a CD player.
Got a CD player.
So we go in that bitch and, you know, bumping this shit. And I remember when we heard the Dragon from the River song. So when we got the CD, it's me, Kango, and one of my partners. He's deceased now, Dejon. So we go get in my car. Yellow telling my partner Dejon, man, listen to number 4. So we go straight to number 4, because I'm assuming that's a straight diss to us. We'll go to 4. So we sitting in that bitch, take the braids out of his head, Yellow. You know, listening. So we listened to the whole song. When that bitch went off, I put my car in drive. I said, Kango, that bitch ain't say nothing about us. Good. Because that's how hard that bitch was. Like, I was like, Lord, that bitch smoking. Man, we listened to that bitch all the way home.
They were listening to
that.
that.
Kept listening to that.
They were listening to that more than the original song on that beat.
Right.
Like even in the clubs and shit, they play that instead of the original song.
Like, that bit was hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was a hard cut, you know. But that's go to show you, like, you know, everybody was in tune with what was going on. You know what I'm saying? We really had real beef. The shit was not no gimmick shit like I heard Lil y'all say, you know, him and Mystical shit was a stage beef. Like our beef with U.N.L.V was not staged.
Yeah, I see that.
So how you feel about when Wayne and BG and them had beef?
I don't like that, bro, because they was a group. You know, they was brothers. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for those brothers, and I look at them as brothers. I know niggas. You know, they beef came out in social media era.
Yeah, I think that back in the G, they would have got together.
That would have been scores. You know what I'm saying? But with social media, it's like so many people egging it on.
Right.
You know, you got all these opinions and blogs and people just, you know, what are you saying? You know, they just blowing it up more and more and more. BG says this one says this, Wayne says that. So they highlighting shit, you know, and making more out of it. And people's opinions are starting to kick in. And, you know, it sway your feelings. Like, you know, well, what he said, you know, so it making it a little harder or more complicated for them just to dead and that shit. But I think overall they brothers, bro. And I think in time, you know what I'm saying, when all that shit, you know, phase out, you know what I'm saying, them brothers will be right back. You know, give it a few more months, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they keep everybody out of it. Social media is most definitely could keep social media out of it. I feel like once they hear each other side of whatever they want to say, man, ain't even that big, man.
Yeah, them dudes got history together, bro. You know, and people that is picking sides right now with it, they gonna feel funny when
they gonna look crazy whenever each other come around.
When the dust settle, they gonna be on the outskirts.
Yeah, looking like, oh, them niggas worked it out, like, you know. What I'm saying? They worked it out.
They done been through shit you ain't been through with them, so you might as well fall back.
Some of them conversations they have gonna be so emotional to them. Man, nigga, I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause, you know, we got out the mud together, bro. You know what I'm saying? We made history. We changed the you know, the game of hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? So many people influenced by us that the game that's working right now still come from the era of them. Like, you got so many Wayne heads, and you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you see it. You know, Megan and them, hot girl shit.
Hot girl, right.
It's still going to this day.
She call her fans hotties.
Yeah, it's 20 years later. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's an impact. You know what
even with that, Missy Elliott making Hot Boys. Like,
that's one of my favorite songs.
Influence, like,
you see
even
what I'm
the song Soldier by Destiny Child, that was heavily New Orleans influence.
Right.
Who else was calling themselves soldiers?
Right. All that. You know, and shout out to Soldier Slim, bro. You know,
shout out to him.
One of the greatest.
I got on him when I got in my high school era. I got on him in my high school.
Yeah, he was one of the great. He was my partner. You know what I'm saying? I remember Slim. I remember it was at Rumors, and he had got in the backseat of my car. And I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like, you dissing us, like, you know? You like, what I diss you on? This was the Bee Gees when BG first was coming out. Him and Wayne had did a project called the Bee Gees. So I'm listening to it, and Doogie used to sound exactly like Soulja Slim before he went to jail and came back with a different flow.
Mm-hmm.
But the flow that BG have, that y'all love for, Slim that was his style first. And so he sounded so much like him. I was like, nah, man, you're going under a nigga named Doogie. You going under, because that sounded like a fake name to me. I'm like, you're going under a nigga named Doogie. Man, why you doing this? He said, man, I fuck with y'all, man. That's my little son. Like, that's like, you know, little dude, like, that look up to me, bro. Like, nah, that ain't me, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And until, like, the Chopper City and the Ghetto, Chopper City came out, that's when I was like, oh, that really is
right.
an artist. Because the Bee Gees didn't have a cover.
Right.
They just had Bee Gees. It was green, and they had the word Bee Gees on there, and we didn't know who Wayne was.
You schooled me because we ain't had
you know
no
what I'm saying? We didn't know
that.
what the face looked like. They wasn't doing videos or nothing at the time, so we had no. You know, I couldn't put that together. All I could do is go off what I'm hearing.
Right.
I'm like, it sounds just like this nigga. Like, gotta be you. Slim get out the car. Man, that nigga Slim lying.
Whole time he wasn't even him.
You know, like, you know what, I'm just like, he lying, you know, but like, you know, that was my nigga, bro, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I called Slim to do shit. I did a compilation. I'm like, Slim, I need you, man, send me the, you know, let me know. And you know what I'm saying?
I heard about the fact that Slim really from the 17th.
I don't know. I only
they
know.
Say he from the 17, like on some childhood shit.
Maybe.
That's where his family from and shit.
Maybe.
But he really like came up like, you know,
in Anoia.
Jump off the porch.
Well, see, it go opposite of me. I live 2705 Belmont Court in the Magnolia Project. You know what I'm saying? Right across from Tom LaFon. But I claim Hollygrove because that's what gave me that's what defined me as a man. You know what I'm saying? When I moved to Hollygrove, they gave me rules of like, no, niggas don't do that. Man, you're a man, you do this, don't carry, don't, you know, like, they gave me the rules of, that I still live by the day, like, you know what I'm saying? So I claim that area as defining me and that's, and Slim, you know, speaking of him, like, if he was from the 17, you gonna claim what defined you, what gave you really, you know, when you jumped off that porch at and everything.
Because a lot of people, you know, they be on that birth certificate shit. They be like, what your birth certificate say? Yeah. That's where you from.
That's where you from.
But I don't feel like that.
No,
I feel like you from wherever you get the most game from.
Where you get defined at, where you become you at. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I born in the St. Thomas. I don't claim the St. Thomas. And, you know, a lot of niggas will claim the project because that's supposed to be, you know, you get a certain kind of thing from that. But I was like, nah, man, I fuck with Hollywood. Like, them niggas made me the man. They put me in dress code. This how you don't wear your shirt like that, man. Bitch, you got your shirt tucked in like, you know, like they giving me all the game of being a man. I remember, you know, beefing with niggas and violating the fucking, my mama little kitchen set, you know, so she can run out there and stop me, you know what I'm saying? And they were like, man, you made the noise for your mama to come, nigga. You that's phony, man. You went, you know, called your mama. I come out there with a knife and I ain't gonna stab nobody, you know what I'm saying? So they was like giving me the rules, like, I ain't gotta do that, little Mike, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just fight, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I learned it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I pay homage to them dudes all the time, you know. That was one of the reasons that I signed with Big Boy Records, because the guys that was already on was like Black Men and Sporty T. That was all dudes from the hood. So I believed in them. I even believe in the CEO, Chuck, whatever he was talking about. I'm like, if my partner's fucking with this, I'm fucking with this. You know what I'm saying? No lawyer, nothing. I ain't know nothing about. I learned everything on the fly with business. Like, and that Chuck ain't really feed us no bad hand because, you know, I was getting royalties, like, you know what I'm saying? We was probably one of the only artists in the city that knew how to, I was getting royalties at 19, 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, really understanding it, you know what I'm saying? And I was always into the business. I was in college, and I had professors and shit telling me, like, look, bro, this what you supposed to get, this how it go. So I had people mentoring me, like, along the way to have understanding more about doing a business on shit, and we still receive publishing checks to this day from 30-year-old music. You know what I'm saying?
That's important.
It's not big checks no more like it used to be, but it's still
something.
You know royalty. You know, this year made 30 years for Pump the Party, right? We dropped that in '94. So what we're gonna do? One of the plans that we have, we're gonna re-release that album. You know, Pump the Party, and we're going cause it's not on no digital platforms. If anybody ever noticed, it's not there. They got the songs up here and there, but it's not like the project not up there.
Yeah, we gotta go to YouTube.
Yeah, so it's not up there, and the reason why we didn't put it up there because a lot of them songs didn't have videos for it. So we're gonna re-release it 30 years with videos. Whether it's
They
gonna be
gonna do the
cartoon,
dance, like with the
it might be,
feet and all that?
it might be.
No, shoot a real video. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we gonna be shooting shit, but we gonna be, you know, we might do it. You know, we don't know what phase or how we gonna actually create it, because we might do that bitch AI, all kind of shit. Like we just don't know what's gonna make it better. Cause we older niggas, we can't be doing that. Like that look funny.
I hit that bitch.
You know,
Shit.
like the energy that we had. No, listen what I'm saying. The energy that we had when we created that song.
Yeah.
We just not that. That's not our personality in this day and time. So we wouldn't be doing a song really too much justice. I got some good ideas for how to do the video, and we'll make it dope and to tie younger people into it and make it relevant to this day and time, even though it's an old classic, and bridge the gap between older people and younger people with this visual. You know what I'm saying? Because they be like, that's what I grew up on, but also have younger people doing what they
Really
do in
it.
that bitch.
Man,
like,
put Game Over Skip in there for sure.
Oh
Put Skip in there for sure.
Put him in there for sure.
Yeah. So it's like shit like that. We gotta have that type of, you know, vibe going on, and a mix of, you know what I'm saying, you know, just the music itself setting the tone for
Skip and Sean. That's gonna bridge it right there.
Like that?
Skip and Sean.
Okay.
Sean got them youngest. Skip
Oh, you talking about
Sean.
Sub?
Yes.
Yeah, Sub, my little brother, man.
Skip and Sean, that's a rap.
Right.
That's
So
a wrap.
yeah, so we'll figure, you know, when that time come in. Kango just was talking, and so we about to release some shit, like, and put some shit together. We might even get in there and put some more music out, like, you know what I'm saying. We never force music, you know what I'm saying. It's almost like if we ain't on the same accord, you know. Kango was doing music, he was doing some blues songs, all kind of, cause he's a dope artist. He write for people, he do all kind of shit. So I just rap, like, you know what I'm saying. But dude is really an artist, like, you know. So when we was trying to do shit, it was like we'll do a song or two, but he wasn't there mentally. So if we can't do Partners in Crime, then I ain't gonna force that, like, you know what I'm saying. So we both gotta be on the same accord to really, you know, cause other than that, you're gonna get some shit. Hey, what the fuck is this? This ain't the Partners in Crime I know, you know what I'm saying. We gotta get in the bag, like, you know what I'm saying. So if we ain't in the bag with it on the same accord, what sense of doing it? We working off the old shit right now, like, you know, we don't need to put a hindrance on that. We're trying to, release something new that don't connect with the people, you know what I'm saying?
Do you hear people that, like? Do you hear like music now and be like, damn, I need to go say these people, like?
No, Kango be talking like that a little, man. We got to save the game, like, you know what I'm saying? But not me, bro. I always fuck with artists. I always fuck with young artists. I was an underdog coming in the game, so I fuck with underdog niggas that's trying to get it out. And I've always poured into artists, so I just be respecting their creativity, you know what I'm saying? Some of this shit dope, some of it not, you know what I'm saying? If it's dope, I commend them. If it's not, I just don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless they ask me my real opinion about it, and then I get it. But other than that, I just be like, you know, niggas be sending me, my DM be full of, check me out, you know?
Yeah.
I just be like, you know, some of that shit cool, some of it just whack, bro.
So
sometimes you gotta be real though. You can't lie.
I don't lie, but I'm not gonna just give you a bad opinion out the gate when you ain't even ask about that. I just come to you, man, your shit whack. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
you could have broke their whole confidence the whole time. They could have got better.
Yeah, I ain't trying to do that. So give him his time. Give him his little rum to, you know, find himself. You know what I'm saying? That same dude that said whack might turn around and be the coldest nigga out. So nah, I don't break nigga spirit like that. But I mean, like if it's good, I tell you, and if it's not, I just keep my mouth closed. You know?
So in closing, anything you want, you know, put out to the people to be looking out for,
man,
anything you got coming.
Advice.
Cop that book, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a great read. You know, I think people will learn a lot of stuff about who I am as the artist. You'll learn a lot of what went on in the industry. You'll learn some behind the scenes shit, some touring shit, you know, some juvenile, some mystical stories, you know, some wife, kids, because, you know, I'm married, you know what I'm saying? So I got kids, you know, baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? I've lost people, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm giving nigga a real journey from when I born to where I'm up to date, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good read, you know. It's called Untold, a Story of an Unknown Legend. You know, check that out. You can get it on Amazon. You could get it at Walmart. You could get it at, you can come to my Shop Graffiti site and get it. I prefer you do that because I ain't got to give them no money. You know what I'm saying? For it.
So you got physical copies and digital books?
Yeah, I got no, all of them
physical copies.
All of them is physical copies. You just ordering it and it gets shipped to you.
Gotcha.
But, you know, I got physical copies with me when people see me or I need a book, you know what I'm saying?
You got any books with you?
No, I didn't bring none with me, bro, because I came from podcasting straight over here. So I got caught up. I had plans of doing that, but I just was like from one place to the other.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get some information from you.
Right. So that book is big, bro. What else we got going on? I don't know. You know, show up at the shows, bro. You know what I'm saying? We work every week. You know what I'm saying? We just did a historical event yesterday, which was for they opened up the Drew drop in. It's a hotel black owned. A lot of people touched the stage like fucking Ray Charles and who I'm saying, Ray Charles, James Brown, like these people. The place had been closed down since 1970. So we the first hip hop group that actually did a show there, which was yesterday, and it sold out. And we did it with a live band, the whole nine. Yeah, so that's dope. So it's still be able to do this. Then we had a mixed crowd. You know, I saw Chinese people in there, like not a lot, but about 2-3 of them. You know what I'm saying?
It's still something though.
Black people, you know, older people, a little bit younger people. You know what I'm saying? And it was a great turnout. You know what I'm saying? So you know, if you find out we doing something or whatever, you know what I'm saying, support. You know what I'm saying? I got merch. You know what I'm saying? You want to buy the merch? Go to shopgraffiti.com. That's shopgraffeetee.com.
You dig?
I'm gonna get that book ASAP, but like you said, I'm gonna try to get in person from you. So
Yeah. I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign it for you.
Yeah, I want mine signed,
I
dog.
want mine signed. I'm a bookworm. Look, you dig? I got a book in my purse right now. I'm a bookworm.
And another thing, why I'm big, you know, some people are like, why you ain't do digital this and that? And I'm like, listen, bro, I think, you know, I'm only can use my own. Like, you know, I listen to a lot of podcasts and certain things in the ear. And I can retain some of that stuff, but when I read stuff, it's way more stuff that it's like it's cemented in my mind.
It's better in your mind.
And I see it a little, you know, I get a clearer understanding of it when I can read it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm more physical like that
I'm gonna
too.
read this.
Okay,
Good
the
book.
Black Panthers speak. I'm going to read that because I read a lot. Like, I read a lot. Yeah, you put me on shit. You want to do a book club or something?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'm with it. I like what y'all got going on, bro. The questions and shit y'all asking, the vibe that y'all set it in, y'all open a nigga up. I feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I'm an open book. And hopefully I gave y'all, you know what I'm saying, some great information.
Gave us
you know?
it's love.
Thank
dog.
you. Like
I appreciate
said,
you coming.
Besides you being a great guest, like I said, like you a part of my childhood. Whether I like it or not, I like it. Don't get me wrong. But whether I like it or not, you a part of my childhood. So it's a it's a blessing to even be in your presence. It's like as a fan, first of all.
Right.
Thank you.
But as a co-host on this podcast, we definitely appreciate you as a guest. Also,
Appreciate y'all having us.
time.
Appreciate you having me.
Real talk.
Of course.